Hi everybody, it's Heather Aston with TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Welcome to my channel. I will forewarn you guys that it is in the middle of the night. I took cold medicine and conked out earlier, and now I woke up and I'm wired and can't go back to sleep. So I'm going to make this bracelet with the Dollar Bead Box. And hopefully by the time I'm done, I will be tired and can get some more sleep. But I did take more cold medicine, so that could happen. Anyways, I'm going to be doing a bracelet using the Dollar Bead Box, as I just said. Let's go down to the mat and see what it is that I'm going to be working with. And here we go. So I love all the lime greens and stuff that were in the box this time. And in fact, this one's called Key Lime Pie, which is like my favorite dessert of all time. And so I saw that and I remembered that I had these little elephant charms, which I don't know where my little plate is. Zoom. There you go. It has the same greens and pinks and turquoise. So I have these turquoise shimmer crystals, and I'm going to use these, some simple daisy spacers and ball spacers, and we're going to make a bracelet that I will attach on either side, or maybe I'm not quite sure. Maybe I will put something on this and this will be more towards the front. I'm not sure. I might do both sides. We'll see how it ends up looking and we'll go from there. This came out of my scrap, so there is already a knot tip at the top, and I'm not probably not going to use that, but didn't want to cut this until I was ready to go. So we are going to be using some ball spacers and 4mm daisy spacers. They are silver plated, and I just kind of want to go back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the lime green. I'm going to pick up, you know what? No, I'm going to go up to 2.5 since I am sick, tired, and under the influence of cold medicine. I'm going to go to a larger one that will be easier to get on to the medium soft flex. Yeah, I'm going to go to 2.5mm instead. Okay, and so all we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these, and then we're going to grab 2 daisy spacers. And another ball spacer, and then one of our turquoise shimmer. And then we're just going to go like that, back and forth. I'm going to dump these out over here so they're a little bit closer. I thought about pulling in turquoise, which would have been a fun way to do this, but I wanted to kind of be true to the Dollar Bead Box. I believe these crystals came in one a couple months ago, and I really like the turquoise shimmer. Um, so I will likely. Oh, I did 3 daisy spacers, and I'm wondering if 2 is it too many as well. Let's move this clip up so they're not going down the strand so far. Okay. Do I want 2 or will 1 suffice? Let me see. Um, this is no, I think I like 2 better. Sorry, you guys are seeing my design process. Or not. If I was off screen, I'm sorry. I will do better to stay up top. I brought the level of my camera down so that I could zoom in further for you guys. Um, and so this is the result of that. But the Dollar Bead Box is, you guys, a great way to build your stash for check glass, whether you use them as spacers or as supporting beads in a larger project with bigger beads. And you get some interesting findings. There was a dragonfly bead in this month's box that I wanted to use in a bracelet, and I might still. I just wish that it wasn't drilled the way it's drilled. So I'm not sure if I shouldn't just make like a really simple necklace with it. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. I'm sitting here looking up at it, wondering, should I, shouldn't I? As I'm making this bracelet. So you might get a 2-for-1 in this video. We'll see. Depends on how fast this one comes together. Because I'm going to want about 3 inches on either side of the charm. And then the charm and the toggle clasp will take it up to, will make it to where it's the desired length or not. We'll go and see what we think. 200. And I know that I started with green, but I want to start and end with the green because I want it to draw out the green in the middle of the, oh my goodness, the green in the middle of the elephant. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. Let me grab my little ruler. I want this to be 7 inches. So if this is right at 2.5, this is a full inch. And then so that's 5, 6. We'll have our clasp. Nope, I think this is going to be good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some crimps. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. Thus I can't talk apparently. So I'm sorry if I keep sniffing. I know that drives some people crazy. But where are my crimps? I just had them out here they are. I was like, I just had them out. Where did they go? Number 2s. Here we go. So we just need spacer. I'm gonna crimp. We're gonna put the crimp on. We're gonna go through the elephant. I'm gonna lock directly onto the elephant in this bracelet. I'm not gonna need any. I won't need anything extra to make sure that this crimps well with the magical crimper. In case you don't know what this is, it has a concavity in the middle that takes a 2x2 crimp bead and turns it into a little ball. So you get it where you need to be. You center that crimp within your pliers and squeeze. And then you're going to turn and you're going to go make sure that it's still centered. You see? Crimp again. And then you just go until you don't really feel resistance anymore. No matter what angle you're coming from, you just don't feel the resistance. And then you're good to go. I still sometimes go around a few more times because I get worried that it's going to come undone. And this medium soft flex will not go through the bead twice. So where are my cutters? Oh, here they are. Sorry, they were underneath my beads over here off to the side. the box with the beads for that have all the Dollar Bead Box beads in them. Okay, there we go. We're going to move everything down. We're going to unclip this. I'm going to do about 2 fingers widths down. Some people like 3. 2 is okay for me. So I'm going to get another crimp. I'm going to need 4 for this project. So there they are. Put it back. Grab the crimp. And trying to decide how I'm going to clasp this. I will probably make one of my little closures. In fact, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab an inch, a little more than an inch of 20 gauge silver wire right here. I'm going to grab my Beadsmith micro round nose, and I don't know why that's not flush cut. I'm gonna go about 2 to 3 millimeters up the barrel. I'm going to rotate until it touches the other wire. Then I'm simply going to move it further down. I'm sorry, I'm trying to show you this with all these beads in the way. Let's see here. Yeah, let's zoom in and we will get rid of that. Okay, so you're going to do it. Come on, I don't want you to focus on the ruler. I want you to focus on this. Yes. So you're going to put it right there, and I'm going about halfway down the barrel. And then I'm simply going to go up, over, and across. And then I'm going to loosen my jaws and slightly tilt it up. You don't want to tilt it all the way up, just enough that you can get in there to wrap around it. And then I'm going to grab my tweezer nose pliers. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go around once and then once more. So this leaves us with a simple loop on this side, but it's tucked down inside of the wraps that we just did. So it's stronger. And besides that, now our clasp will be hooking into a wrapped loop rather than a jump ring. And it's kind of my favorite way to clasp over jump rings. Though if you don't want to make these, um you can always use a jump ring, and if you want it to be secure, just go ahead and make sure that it's an oval one will make it more secure. So I just opened that. It's fine. So because I'm going to do that, I can make this loop pretty small. We just don't want to get so small that the bracelet is tight. I like mine to be able to articulate like that. I don't think that they need to be like crazy loose, but and then I'm just going to do the magical crimper again. And if you watch the magical crimper videos, they basically tell you that you should be able to go at 12, 6, 9, and 3, and then your loop should be secure. And I just like to go around a couple more times to make sure it is. And then I'm going to cut off my excess wire. We're going to go ahead and attach this half of the clasp. Oops. And then we will fold our symbol loop back down. and within the wrap. I like to make sure I get it in there because that is the whole point, is that it is encased in the two wraps, thereby making it stronger than your average simple loop. So there's that. And now I'm going to grab the section of wire again. Again, I'm going to clip it so they're not all sliding down. And I will go through my pattern again. So are you guys like me? Does the fact that they used those, that they have that drill different, does that drive you crazy? The way it's been driving me crazy since I got the box. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to this dragonfly, table cut dragonfly, button, bead, whatever. It is drilled this way instead of this way. So it would be sideways on a bracelet, which isn't the end of the world. I just prefer mine this way. And they go back and forth between the two. And so it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm being silly. Maybe nobody else cares. Oh, I just flung that across the room. I'm also not very good at getting beads onto a strand, though I said that in a video I just did with the Sam's bead box, and then the very next bracelet I needed to do so and look like a pro. Oh my goodness gracious. Where is the hole on this bead? The sparkle of it makes it hard to find. But I just love these silver polish or these fire polish crystals or check glass. They're so pretty. They have the prettiest sparkle. It's so like natural and easygoing. I felt like it was a perfect match to go with the more matte bead, just to give it, texture and depth. Um, both colors are in this bracelet, and it may not be a color combination you would think to use, but I think it's absolutely beautiful together. And if you're ever like, don't ever be afraid to try color combinations. Whenever I get to where I'm not able to figure out like which beads to use next, what color to use next, or does this go together or not going together, I usually go and have a bracelet party with my nieces and the other littles in my life. And it always inspires me and like resets that clock in my head that thinks you have to, that, certain colors can't go together or whatnot, because they don't follow any rules. They just put the colors on, they pick gorgeous ones, and I it always reminds me that like, hey, there really are no rules. Go ahead and try it. If it doesn't look good, what's the worst that happens? You take it apart. We do that throughout the design process so often already. It's worth it to give it a shot. But don't ever like feel afraid or like there are rules you might be breaking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the end. Because there really aren't any rules. So don't trick yourself into thinking that there are. Okay, there's my crimp bead. I'm going to go up through the other side of my elephant connector. I'm going to go down through my crimp, pull it up. I don't want it really tight, but I also don't want it loosey, like so loose that it doesn't look like it fits. And I want to make sure my loops are relatively the same size. I did pull this one a little bit tighter. I'm going to grab my magical crimper. I'm going to center it. Come on. I'm going to center it in the concavity of the magic crimper. And I'm going to crimp once. I'm going to turn it. Crimp it again. We're going to put this little 4 times is all it's necessary rule. We're going to challenge it and see if it worked. And it didn't. I still need to go around a couple times. But I don't like squeeze really hard either. I'm not saying that you're supposed to. I'm just saying that I don't. So if you're able to do it in 4 and it's because you like are a little bit more, you use a little bit more strength when you do yours, I'd love to know that because I would be interested because I would love to only have to do it once or twice. So anyways, again, I'm going to cut about 2 fingers length of my beading wire. I'm going to grab a crimp. I will put my I'll put my clasp on with a small jump ring. I don't like to clasp directly to it, just in case my clasp ever fails. Then you have to like take apart the whole project. Well, I mean, you could cut it off, I guess, but it's just easier if it's connected by a jump ring. You can just go and put it back, and you're good to go. Okay, one more time, just for my own peace of mind. And then we're going to get the lobster claw. And I keep all my scraps, even the size of them, just in case I'm working on something and I need a little bit extra meat in the ravioli, as Becky Foster loves to say. I just had lobster claws. Here they are. I do have. Do I want to use? I have like small, medium, and large right here. I think I'm gonna go for the medium. I'm gonna put it up against my bracelet mandrel real quick and see where I am on length, and that will decide. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and use the oval. I'm going to use the medium one, and then this will be the right length for my intended purposes. Oh my goodness, Heather. Cold medicine, cold medicine. Nothing else affects me the way that cold medicine does, and I don't get why. So, I'm also going to show you, which I've shown on a previous video, and when I do my other how-tos, I'm going to show this too. So I put the oval on, right? I close it. This does not look come on. This does not look like a oval to me, and it also does not look like a closed, secured jump ring. It looks like there's a bit of a gap to it. So I go in after I have it there, and I give it just a gentle little tiny squeeze with my plier over where the break in the jump ring is, so that I can just squeeze it in ever so slightly, and it just looks more secure this way to me. So that's just something that I do with when I use oval jump rings. Wow, I zoomed in way too far for my dry hands. I do live in Arizona. Oh my goodness. I admire the women that can do this without even a thought to that, but yeah. So here's the bracelet. I'm going to go ahead and reset real quick. Well, no, I can just let you guys go. I will tell you that the cost of this bracelet, hold on, let me do the math real quick. So the charms were 65 cents. Thought I had it right here, but it's not. So the charm was, let's see here, 65 cents. The drops were 2 cents, or the fire polish were 2 cents a piece, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 2 is 16 cents. We added in the other crystals. Those were 4 cents a piece, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So 24 cents for those. The findings are all silver plated, all except for that little piece of wire right there, because I'm out of silver wire, so I'll replace that one with a silver one later. So the findings, including the lobster clasps, the jump rings, the crimp tubes, and the beading wire, comes out to $1.12. So we are at $1.06. So if we take that 106 times 2.5, we get $2.65. This bracelet took me approximately 20 minutes to make, which is a third of an hour. My rate is $30 an hour. And so that would be $10. So this comes out to $12.65, the cost of this bracelet does. Now, there are other people who do it another way. They do times 4. So I try to come in somewhere in the middle. So these would all be, I would probably put these in my category for like $10 or 3 for $25. I think that's a fair and reasonable rate. It's a cute little charm. It's a pretty simple bracelet, but that's kind of in. It's either big and chunky or small and delicate, and that's what this is. So thank you for joining me. As always, if you liked this video, if you could like the video, leave a comment, maybe share it with other people you know who are beaters. And if you want to see me again, please hit the subscribe button and change the notifications to all so that you don't miss any future videos. I promise I'm not always under the influence of cold medicine in the middle of the night, but I would just love to have you back. There's also a link in the description to a Facebook group called Campbell Creators, and it is a very inspiring, supportive, and caring group. I love it. So please go join. If you do, please answer all the membership questions. They're there to protect my other members from scams and bots and all of that kind of stuff. So if the membership questions are not answered, then I deny with a message that says, "This is why I did. Please reapply, click the link, answer the questions, and we're good." So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are at this point in time. But have a great rest of it. Bye, guys.